Today I'm replacing the spark plugs on a 2016 Porsche Macan. Pretty easy job. You don't really have to remove this out of the way, but I'm going to get it out of the way anyways. Just pull straight up. So, take the cover, get it there. This is a 16 millimeter nut right here. Both of these 16 millimeter nuts, and then use a T50. I use a T50 short to get back here and hold it while I'm cracking that nut loose. You can just kind of pull this one bolt off and loosen this, and then just swing this up out of the way. With that lifted up out of the way like this, you can next thing, just get a E20 inverted Torx bit and this little harness bolt here that holds it to the valve cover, and then this one, get those both loose and out of there. I already cracked them loose with my socket and ratchet, so once those are loose, you can get to the hold down bolts for the coils, and those are T30 Torx bits. They're Torx screws. You're going to use a T30 Torx bit for them. So there's enough room with the air filter housing in place to get to these pretty easily too on this side. On the other side, you're going to have to move the coolant reservoir out of the way, but I'll show you how to do that in a little bit. But now, with that loose, you get in here and pull the three coil hold down bolts loose and get those out of there. Alright, with those coil bolts all loose, they're kind of captured in there so they don't come completely out. And the harness bolts out of there too. You want to disconnect the coils. They have the little push-in tab right here on the back side of the plug. Those sometimes, as these cars get older and a lot of heat cycles, they get real brittle. So sometimes it's actually safer to take a screwdriver and stick it in this way to release the little barb. Especially on this style, because you can get right in here and just put a little bit of pressure on it like this, and then just push that whole harness down, release all of them, and then push the whole harness down away from the coils. Those with that harness all disconnected and pushed down a little bit, they make special pullers for these coils, but on this particular model they come out pretty easily. You can just take a little hook and hook it behind this way, kind of to the bottom of the coil, and you can use both hands to kind of pull up on the electrical side too, and just kind of rotate it and then pull up like that. They're not very difficult to get out of there. You just kind of use a pick, whatever, your hand, and then there it is. So I like to kind of put them in the same order I took them out, so just kind of set them in the same order. The bolt won't fall out, it's captured in there pretty well. So like that, and then do the same thing for the other ones. This one's a little bit tight, but it does come right out of there. You gotta get a little hook to pop it out, but yeah, once those are out of the way, I'll show you what tool to use for the plugs. Alright, so now that I pulled all those coils out, this is the right one you want to use. You want to use an extension like this. I didn't have the exact right length. I had to add a short extension onto it. I think this is about, altogether, about 6 inches. And it's a 5/8 standard spark plug kind of socket. And I can get into all these. So I can get here, and I can get in here. And then I'm just going to get these all loose and take them out. Alright, so this side I just unscrewed them all. I'm just going to take the new ones, put them in dry. They say no anti-seize or anything like that on the threads. I've never seen one seize into these cylinder heads or anything like that anyways. Torque them to 25 Newton meters, and then put it back together. Put a little dielectric grease in each one of these coils and then stick that together. This side, it's kind of the same thing. The only difference is you have to get the coolant reservoir up out of the way. So pretty easy to do. You can, these two fasteners here, the T30 right here, and back here, and make sure you have no pressure in the system. Pull your little bleeder hose off of this, and you can undo these two if you need a little bit more room to swing this whole thing out of the way. And when that's out of the way, you can take the reservoir and kind of toss it over here, towards the back of the engine bay, and then you just work it the same way. So that's about it. The rest is pretty boring, and that's all. So thanks for watching.